I look over at The View, for example. We've talked about this ad nauseam. I don't know if it's really coming back. You saw Howard Stern had to delay his return to the airwaves. I don't know if this show, I mean, I guess it should theoretically be coming back after Labor Day, so we're getting close to that moment. Is it really going to last? You have a problem when the Media Research Center does an investigation, if you would, or an overview of all of the people that you've had on your show. And what do they discover? 102 liberal-leaning guests in 2025 and not a single conservative. I mean, we're into September, okay? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 9 months, and you haven't had one conservative. I mean, after the presidency was won, both in the popular vote and in the Electoral College, by Donald Trump. I mean, haven't the people spoken? The closest you got to it was, remember when Schwarzenegger came on? Remember when Schwarzenegger came on and he kind of let Joy Behar have it because he said, you know what, if you come to this country and you're an immigrant, I actually think you really ought to be somewhat grateful. I would say this, I mean, I can't believe that they haven't been able to put anyone on except for Arnold. And let's face it, Arnold's not really, dare I say, conservative, right? I guess he sort of ran as a conservative at one point. But let me show you what he said. It was actually kind of spectacular to watch because Joy Behar didn't know what to do. She's like, who booked him? Here we go.
You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can, keep things clean, and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is, make this country a better place.
Arnold, don't forget.
That's awesome. And you know what? It was worth playing in its entirety because how often do they have it's somewhat conservative guest on the show? Never. Okay, that's like the biggest thing that happened all year. Okay, on The View, the biggest moment when Joy Behar got put in her place because somebody actually talked a little bit of sense. Well, this liberal bias is getting called out, and it's going to be a problem now at ABC. So the Media Research Center did this study. Meanwhile, there's a new survey, Daily Mail reporting on this one, brand new survey out that's looking at bias in the media, looking at likability in the media, specifically in the sphere of daytime talk. And guess what? No surprise. No one likes these ladies. No one. In fact, in terms of bias, they were at the bottom of the barrel. And then guess what else? They are the most loathed. Nobody likes them. They are the most hated talk show hosts, according to this new survey power list from Daily Mail having the exclusive on it. So again, if I'm an executive, and I'm running the shop, I say, wait a second, why is this costing me this much money? And I got this darn live studio audience on top of it. You guys can't even find a single conservative to book on your show. The closest you can get is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And thank God at least somebody sounded like they made some sense. You see where this is going. It's too expensive. No one trusts it. Back to what Brandon Carr was saying in his original letter back in December of 2024 to one Bob Iger, CEO of Disney. No one trusts your news. You got affiliates around the country saying, give us the time back. Give us the time back. We want to be able to run our own version of The View and actually talk about local issues that are important to us on the ground. And so this, ladies and gentlemen, is another example of a show very, very much in trouble. But don't take it from me. Listen to Brandon.
First of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th?
Wait, let me think. Who
was that again? That was not Obama. The thing about him is that he's so jealous of Obama because Obama is everything that he is not.
Yeah.
Trim.
Yeah.
Smart. Handsome.
Happily married.
And can sing Al Green's song, Let's Stay Together, better than Al Green.
Yeah.
And Trump cannot stand it. It's driving him crazy. Jealousy is not a green is not a good color.
That from yesterday. Who knows what happens today? The White House chose to respond to that. And this is what they said. Joy Behar is an irrelevant loser suffering from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome. It's no surprise that The View's ratings hit an all-time low last year. She should self-reflect on her own jealousy of President Trump's historic popularity before her show is the next to be pulled off air, end quote. Is The View now in the crosshairs of this administration?
Look, it's entirely possible that there's issues over there. I mean, again, stepping back, this broader dynamic, once President Trump has exposed these media gatekeepers and smashed this facade, there's a lot of consequences. I think the consequences of that aren't quite finished. And look, The View's got a lot of challenges there. It wasn't that long ago, I think one episode.
Okay, I just have to stop him. You heard him say that. Like, he's trying to be careful, but he said he thinks the consequences of that are not quite finished. Translation, you guys can lose your FCC license. Continue.
One show alone, they had to stop, interrupt the show, and read 4 separate legal notices to try to avoid legal liability. So I'm not surprised to hear people saying that their ratings are struggling.
Wow. Sir, where does this end then?
Look, I think we need a course correction. You know, it's time for America's legacy broadcasters to return to promoting the public interest. And just recently, Skydance, which is looking to acquire CBS, wrote letters to the FCC committing to serious change, to trying to root out bias, to putting in place an ombudsman that would address these issues, to returning to unbiased, trustworthy journalism. That's where we have to go. And I think we're getting some wins along the way. It's trust but verify at the end of the day. You know, we're not where we need to go. But I think this legacy media really needs to reorient, or they're going to continue to run into issues like Colbert, where it just doesn't make economic sense to run a partisan circus.
No, it doesn't. And by the way, the president is out attacking CBS on a day when, by the way, the Skydance merger has gone through. That $8 billion merger has happened. CBS News is now going to be under Skydance. And you can expect a lot of changes there as they try and basically prepare for this new media era. But how do you do it when you got people that are so entrenched in an old way of thinking, not just in terms of the business itself, but in terms of the editorial? And that's where they are right now. So ABC is looking at the threat of possibly losing its broadcast license. If that happens, they lose distribution. If that happens, they're effectively out of a business unless they want to say, go stream on YouTube, or in their case, it would not be that way, right? Because they got Disney Plus, they got other aspirations. Donald Trump may help that along and force that along sooner than they had anticipated. We've written on Disney, we've written on the stock price and whether or not it's a worthwhile valuation for you guys to be looking at. I encourage you to get 76 Research, my newsletter. Take a look. These are the portfolios there, and this is the most recent for the month ending 7/31/25. You can see lots of great top performers there. The reality is this: Disney has a lot of work to do. ABC is just the beginning. The DEI stuff is one thing. The changing media landscape is another. The fact that nobody can afford to go to Disney World because it costs a fortune and you'll wait in line all day long. All of these things are a problem, a serious, serious problem for Disney.